Greetings, Guardians! Welcome to the 40th episode of the DTR podcast. I am your host, Jay, the content manager here at DTR. And joining me this week is Dan Fennedy. Dan, welcome to the show. Well, welcome back.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi.
Welcome.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
Our guests this week are, first of all, we have Just Sam. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome. And we have SwolyBible. Welcome, man.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Nice. Thank you for coming on the show. How are you guys feeling tonight? Good?
Pretty pumped.
Nice.
Great. Great. I'm excited.
Alright, so before we kick off the show, I do have a few announcements to make. You guys can find us on iTunes, Podbean, and the Google Play Store at Destiny Tracker Podcast. We do record the show every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern live on twitch.tv/DestinyTrack. If you guys would like to support the show, you guys can subscribe and leave a review on iTunes and follow us on Podbean, and you guys can also support the show on Patreon at Destiny Tracker Podcast. You make sure to check out the other shows here at DTR. We have the Lore Cast, Down and Under, the RNG Cast, Massive Breakdown, and Rabbit Hole. You guys can find all of these podcasts on iTunes and Podbean. So, Sam, let's start off with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do here in the Destiny community?
Well, I prefer to run a lot of like raids or strikes and all the good stuff. I'm definitely PvE oriented, so tends to be my favorite thing. That's what I do. A lot of carry runs.
Alright. Bible, what do you do here in the community?
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I do PvP and trials and anything competitive. I'll be in there, but I'm not much of a PvE person.
Vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Got the two opposites on the show.
So how did you get into streaming? Sam, you first.
Initially, it was actually my husband who was watching. I think he was watching Italian, and I was like, I can totally do that. So that's what I started with. I started with Destiny over 2 years ago, and never looked back.
Soly, same question, man. How did you get into streaming?
So a funny story, actually. I was working as a personal trainer in New York, and I broke my ankle, so I was out of work. But my friends at work actually wanted me to start streaming so that they could watch me while they were at work. And it just kind of, I was bored. I was looking around the directory, and I just started networking with people and talking to people, and just kind of turned into a thing.
Nice. All right, Dan, you first, man. What question do you have?
All right. How many hunters are you going to be running? Are both of you running in Destiny 2? What consoles will you be playing on? And why are hunters awesome?
0, all consoles, and warlocks are better.
Ooh.
Okay, you're wrong, but Swoly, you?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to agree here. I'm gonna be running 0 hunters.
All right.
I hate hunters.
It's a disappointment.
Just stop right there. I'll leave. You guys have a great show. I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you later, Dan.
Bye.
He has a connect, and his camera just like follows him around. I think it's just like perfect. So
Like,
how come you guys are hunters? I love the hunter class. So Bible, how come you're not a hunter?
I mean, it's actually surprised that I'm even gonna run a warlock in Destiny 2, but I've always been like, I always want to play like a tanky class in every single game that I play. So Titan was always my main squeeze ever since day one. But I don't know, I just can't get behind hunters. They don't excite me. I think they're boring. I'm gonna get a lot of hate, aren't I?
Yeah, you will. Sam, same question.
So in pretty much every game, I've always run like the magical kind of character. So anything wizardry is what I tend to go toward. So that's what drew me in initially. But the hunters, I don't have too much against them. I actually liked them in the D2 beta. But in Destiny 1, I just couldn't get behind them. Simply, I didn't like the jump. And I also don't like the knife handling. It's just not for me. I like a little bit of distance. So...
Little bit of distance. That's a lot of distance on a warlock.
Distance, all bad.
Yeah, it's like I didn't really feel like the hunters were powerful in the beta, so it could just be me. Like, I'm a hunter main. I love the hunter class. I'm not a fan of the warlock jump. It's just not a fan of that. Dan, welcome back.
Hey. Well, hey. I'm back.
Any more questions?
I love you guys.
Any more questions?
No, I guess I've heard enough.
Alright.
I'm done for the night.
Done with
done.
these people.
So, Sam, question for you. How long have you been partner for?
Since January 9th, so just over 7 months.
Nice. Congrats. So,
Thank you.
same question.
I'm not partnered. I'm still an affiliate, sadly.
Nice.
But making our way up there.
When did you become an affiliate?
like I got the notification like the first day that affiliates went out.
Congrats.
So that was nice.
You're almost there to partnership. I feel it.
One day.
Soon. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys have any questions for us? Throw any questions at us?
Are you talking to us?
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sam, Bible. Any questions?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Bible. What's your question?
Okay. If you had to choose between a Titan and a Hunter, this question's not for Dan. If you had to choose
Okay.
between a Titan and a Hunter, which one would you choose?
In D2 or D1?
Both.
Hunter. Sorry.
Alright, I'm done here too.
Yeah, me too. Let's go.
Sam, any questions?
No, I don't have any right now.
All right, so let's jump into our first segment. We're going to talk about the Trials of Osiris. Last week's map was the Drifter. It's an okay map. I didn't play Trials. I was not trying to play on that map last week. So, Bible, since you're a PvP person, did you play Trials last week?
I did a little Trials last week, but I'm not a fan of the map, and it's just the map and the meta and all. It's getting kind of repetitive and old to me. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to kind of after you play D2 for the first time and you go back to D1, it's just like it's so hard to go back to it because you just don't feel
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's in my opinion, it's such an improvement of a game, and it was so much fun for me that I have trouble going back to like the same old sticky grenade.
You've seen the future, and it's so much brighter.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
So, how was your Trials experience last weekend, Bible? It was like the same old, same old.
Yeah, it was the same old, same old. We actually ended up getting so fed up that I was running carries with a couple people, and we just went double sticky grenade warlock just to even the odds out a little bit. But it was
Yeah.
it was tough. It was tough. I try to be like really. I don't know what's the word. I try to be like really enthusiastic about it and like really want to do it, and then you just have one of those games where you're just like, okay, when's D2 coming out?
Well, we do have about this weekend and next weekend, and Trials is over for D1. Thank gosh. But yeah, Sam, did you play Trials last weekend?
No, I've only ever done Trials like 3 times. I've only gone to the Lighthouse once.
Good choice.
You've been there. At least you've been there.
Yeah, that's why I don't need to play it again.
It's not
One
a
and
pretty
done.
place. It's not a pretty place. So,
Stressful.
Dan, did you play Trials last weekend, man?
Oh no, not at all.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, you barely got me into Iron Banner this week, and that's
What?
yeah.
All right. Well,
It's just
talk about it.
tough.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
guilty of not playing this week actually.
Yeah.
So we play a little game here on the show where we guess how many kills a certain weapon received in the Trials of Osiris last weekend. This is kind of like The Price is Right. I ask this question every week, but have you guys ever seen The Price is Right, Sam?
Yes.
First? Dang it. All right, Bible, have you seen The Price is Right?
Absolutely.
I'm just waiting for that one guess to say no, I haven't seen it, so I can explain.
Here in America, I'd be shocked.
Even the people in the UK, even the people in the UK saw it, so I'm never gonna find a guess.
Well, Bob Barker is a humanity treasure, not just a national treasure.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen The Price is Right, it means you never stayed homesick as a child.
Yes.
That is so true. So, the weapon we're going to guess this week is the Icebreaker. Is the number one weapon that was used last weekend in the Trials of Osiris. So, Bible, since you played Trials, let's start off with you. Hint, it's in the millions. It's in the millions, man.
Oh my
So it's in the
god.
millions. Highest bid is 5 million.
2,100,000.
2,100,000. Okay, all right. Sam.
Can I go last?
All right, Dan.
Oh, she's got undercut.
1.6.
All right, and Sam.
1.
1.
Oh
So
my
we got
god.
one person. So
Price is rated us.
yeah. So Icebreaker received 1.4 million kills. So Sam, you won.
Ah, damn it.
Damn.
Nice.
Woo! I get to spin
Yes.
the wheel later.
That's so close.
Wait. Did I say 1.6 or 1.4? I feel like I said.
1.4.
You said 1.4.
Okay, good.
My,
Yeah,
my guess
yeah.
was close, but it was over.
Yeah, it was over. It's 1.4 million kills. So you can see the population decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
And for that to be a small map, a lot of people were still sniping. Not surprised, but yeah. This week's Trials map is Shores of Time. I will not play. Are you guys gonna jump into it? Bible, are you gonna jump into it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right. Next weekend is the last Trials weekend for D1, which I'm excited for.
Gonna be sweaty.
It's gonna be sweaty. I see some people trying to make up teams. It's gonna be pretty crazy. So since we're on this Trials talk, how would you guys like to see Trials change in D2? We know it's 4v4, but what else would you guys like to see them add to it? Bible, you first, man.
I'm just excited for the 4v4. I'm hoping that it's what's the new game mode called? It's
There's Countdown and Survival.
Countdown. That's it. I really hope it's Countdown. I'm gonna be really disappointed if it's Survival, because it looks fun, but like if you have that, I don't know, for somebody that kind of runs like a service stream and like carries and all that kind of stuff, if you have that one carry that's gonna go out there and use 8 of your 10 lives or whatever it is you get, I think it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel
That would be
like
me.
Survival will be the Trials mode. Knowing them, I feel like Survival would be the mode. I don't know.
I could see them alternating it. I could see them alternating it.
I would like
That way it's not you alternate the map and you alternate the game style.
Mhm.
I could see that
that'd be
pretty
great.
easily.
That's the one thing I hope for is like alternating maps, because it gets so repetitive if you do like
Yeah, on that
a
one map.
6 or 8 hour trial stream 4 days a weekend. It's the same map over and over and over again.
Mhm.
But anything, any variance would be great.
What is your favorite map for Trials currently?
I like Widow's Court a
A
lot.
lot of people do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big map. Like there's a lot of things that you can do with it. It's not just like, I don't know, whatever, like Mixer or whatever last week's map was. It's like you go to the same place every single time. You throw the same grenades every single time. There's no way to like change it up and like outsmart a team or trick a team or anything like that.
Yeah. Sam, how would you like to see Trials changed? And
I don't have much an opinion, to be honest.
you're all PvE.
I just
take
want
it out
everybody
of the
to be
game.
excellent so they can carry me.
So I think that's enough Trials talk. Dan, do you have any input on that for Trials? Or nah? You just leave it over?
I'm looking forward to it in D2. I'm actually looking forward to PvP play in D2. I'm not much of a PvP guy in Destiny 1. Iron Banner was probably about the most you could get me in for any long duration of time. And even that has been a bitter penny to swallow. And you shouldn't swallow pennies. Disclaimer. So, yeah, it's been rough this week. I couldn't even bring myself to get to level 5. This is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Sadness.
Since we're on the Iron Banner talk, I have not played Iron Banner. I've been super busy this week. So, Dan, you didn't really play this week. Sam, did you play Iron Banner?
I haven't touched this week, but Iron Banner is usually the only PvP I go into as well.
Alright. Bible, did you play Iron Banner?
This
Nope.
is
Yeah.
now this is the first week I haven't touched Destiny at all. I think, and
Yeah.
Not my
Same.
first week. Yeah,
Having
it's,
post D2 feels.
I know.
we're 5 weeks away. So close.
I know.
But Iron Banner this week, I like the role on the Lingering Song. It has like Firefly, Luck in the Chamber. I thought about going into it, but I'm like, nah, I'm not. Lady Efforty is selling the Laughing Heart, some boots, helmet. I thought about going into it, but then I'm like, it's going to be irrelevant in D2 anyway, so I'll just not play. I'd rather work up on other stuff. So yeah, that's Iron Banner this week. Sorry, so
It's really
Oh,
it's hard to
else?
find that motivation to like play and like grind for guns or grind for like whatever you're gonna do, because you're like, well, in 3 weeks the PC beta comes out, and then a week
Yeah.
after D2
And
comes
it's all
out.
done.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just...
Well, it's like if it had been like something different for Iron Banner, like if they had like really blown it out, like, hey guys, this is the last time you're going to be able to like run with your clans or like run with your friends and like really do Iron Banner well. Like we'll rotate all the inventory, we'll rotate like the game styles. Like if they had really done something like that to make it an event worth playing, the last one worth playing, then it would have been awesome. But so far it's just been
Yeah, I agree. They didn't pull us
spam.
in for the last couple weeks.
I think they were going to like surprise us. It's the last Iron Banner. Like,
I mean, maybe the last week itself they have something planned, but considering these are the last little events to happen and they didn't have anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing because you want like that one thing that's not. I'm so bad with like names of things. What's the book called? The Age of Triumphs, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like you have that, but then other than that, there's nothing really to like kind of tie everything all together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a big event or anything like that. Kind of feels like they forgot about us.
It's like,
wow.
well, Age of Triumph is over. August 1st has passed.
Yeah.
It's over, so D1 is basically over. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
it's done. Oh, it hurts saying that, but it's also exciting to say that.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about Raid 5. So, we have a game here on the show where we're trying to make bets on when Raid 5 is going to drop. I think it's going to be on September 8th. I say this because Luke Smith did say that Raid 5 will drop during about the same time around when Wrath of the Machine dropped and King's Fall, which was about 3 days after the expansion. So I think September 8th is perfect. It's about 2 days, and they really want it to be competitive. And if they say this game is going to be as casual as it is, then it shouldn't be as much of a grind, since you know where your loot is going to come from. And if I lose the bet, by how many days I am off, that's how many shows I have to wear a wig for. So
that we get to pick.
They get to pick what wigs I wear. So yeah,
It's gonna be awesome.
So Dan and our other co-host J-Ram both picked September 15th. Correct, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bible, you first. When do you think Raid 5 is going to drop?
I'm gonna say
Can I argue my point of the 15th?
Oh yeah. Go.
Okay.
Go, Dan.
So historically, you had Vault of Glass drop a week and a half after Destiny 1 came out. Not only that, you had the King's Fall raid came out like 3 days later, but like each one kind of came out a little bit later because there was more of a gear grind, especially towards the beginning of D1. So that's why J Ram and I picked that date. So now that you have an informed opinion on that date too, which do you pick?
Bible.
Ooh. I'm gonna go. I would say the 15th, honestly, but I'm gonna just say the 16th to not be the same day as other people, because why not?
You know September 16th is Saturday? Are you sure?
That's why I wanted the 15th, but you guys already picked. A lot of people picked that already.
All right. I have you down for the 16th. And Sam, when you guys...
Mine's actually the 15th as well. I've been thinking on that for a while. Yeah.
All right. Man.
I'm changing mine.
It's not too late, Swoly.
Are you sure?
Yep, we're going 15th.
All right, the 15th. All right. Man, a lot of
I just think it makes more sense for them to wait at least a week with all the hype for people to at least get their gear up a little bit more than to toss it out there right away, because it's going to be a little more difficult to even go through the raid at that point. Mm-hmm. Unless you're no-lifing it, which a lot of us will, and that's okay. But, yeah.
Because Vault of Glass came out a week after D1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still think September 8th because they want it to be competitive. They don't want everyone to they want competition, and I think a week is just a bit too long. But I respect everyone's opinion. But you may be wrong, or I may be wrong.
I want to see these wigs though. If there's not a pink one involved, I'll be very upset.
Please don't give.
I'll be posting pictures on Twitter of wigs that I find just in dumpsters.
Perfect.
Dumpsters at different Goodwills. just things like that.
I cannot wear a wig and for September. So yeah. So what?
Girls go through worse. You can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe in you, Jay.
Yeah. So what features would you guys like to see in Raid 5? Sam, you first.
I mean, I really do hope they bring everything from D1 over. There's not too much that I've been thinking about for them to change. I mean, it's been confirmed 6v6, right?
Yes, it's a 6-person raid. Yeah.
Or, well, not 6v6, but
Yeah.
6 raid team. Yeah, so I mean, I'm fine with that. I'd like to see an increase in that, but I don't think that's going to happen at all.
Yeah.
So.
Which raid is your favorite?
Mine is Volta Glass. I just felt like you really had to come together as a team, and I felt like it was, I don't know, definitely one that is still good to go back on to this date, whereas it's not as cheesy as Crota, I would say. So, yeah, it's something you still have to work together with.
Mm-hmm. All right. Bible?
I don't know. I guess like bringing some of the, like, you know how in the strike there were like every 1/3 of its health, the boss's health in the strike in D2, it's like, you know, you change the level and the ground breaks and all those crazy things happen. I just want to see cool stuff like that. Like, I think for me, like when I go into raids, like it's visually appealing more than it is, because like I said, I'm not a PvE person, so don't hate me. But it's like they're fun to me. I think they could be a lot more fun than they are right now. Like Vault of Glass was a blast, and they did that one like 70 times or something crazy.
Yeah.
For me, which is crazy. I know people do like 2,000 or whatever, but I want more like that. Like more, like you felt like when you did Vault of Glass, like it felt rewarding. It felt like you were doing, you know, it felt like you had a purpose there, like you were involved in the raid, and then you get to Crota, and it's just like, all right, pull your switch, unplug your PS4 or whatever. Just as long as there's none of that, I'm good, you know?
That was that glitch for a while, where you could just push Atheon off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hence the mask challenge where he had to wear like an Atheon mask and jump off the tower.
Oh, I feel like there are gonna be some glitches in that raid. Yeah, there's always glitches in every raid.
I wonder if they're gonna be as on top of it though, like if more so. If they're gonna really focus on making sure to take out the cheese aspect, or if they're gonna leave some of the things that people exploit.
Because, like, in Wrath of the Machine in the Vosik fight, there's still that glitch where if you get too close to the wall, it will kill you inside the room.
Yeah.
Like, that's still around. So I really hope they're on top of these cheeses. And you don't know how many times Oryx glitched out, or the Ogres, their paths were crossed. King's Fall was the worst. No offense.
I think Crota was the worst.
Really? Oh,
I think there's more issues with that raid. Yeah. King's Fall had a lot, though. A lot.
Yeah.
Stupid bombs. Swear.
And King's Fall was a raid where, like, you have to stand in one place for a long time. I'm not really a huge fan of King's Fall. Please no Luke Smith. Dan, what is your favorite raid, and what features would you like to see in Raid 5?
I would have to say Vault of Glass as well. Yeah, the strike that we were given in the beta, like, I think I've said this before, the boss has, like, just reminded me of, like, an early 90s boss, where, like, as you took things away, you're put in a different place, and forced to kind of fight against him in your own area, kind of like Metroid or something. But, like, I would like to see more of that, as opposed to someone off on a pedestal somewhere. Let's hit him with our rockets, guys.
Yeah.
Let's do all this. Like, I would really like to see something like that, or like some mechanic where it splits up your team, where like 3 teams of 2 have to go down 3 different corridors and like complete a task in each place before they meet up in the middle somewhere. I
think the challenges did really well with that too.
Yeah.
Where they made you split up, and one person each round had to do the specific task instead of it being the one person running pretty much the whole thing. So I think that helped with that aspect. I wonder if they're going to pull that in, and not just make it a challenge mode, but make it how you have to do it.
Yeah. Because like it's definitely the challenge modes definitely did take away that specialty, which is like one of my favorite things in Kingsfall. Kingsfall used to be my favorite, now not so much anymore. But they like you would have the specialty roles, like somebody to call out where you'd stand on the plates, someone to shoot Golgoroth first while everybody else did DPS, somebody to go and run the platforms at the Oryx fight. Like, you had those specialty roles, and usually like only one person really likes to do those, and everybody else is like, yeah, sure, you go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I hated them. So I was always in
too.
the background. I like to do call-outs, but I was never one to really hold the sword.
Yeah. So
this wasn't my thing.
I haven't run the sword to this day.
Oh, it's
I ran
interesting.
it like twice, but I ain't mad about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just want something a little bit more interactive.
For challenge mode, I would like to see them actually change up challenge mode to where it changes the mechanic of the raid and it changes the raid up. Because right now, challenge mode is an option. So in D2, if they have this new and improved engine as they say they do, I really want them to really change up the raid. Like, you have a choice of clicking on challenge mode in the directory if you want to, or just do the regular raid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they bring back challenge modes, which they most likely will. But yeah, do you guys?
I wonder if it's gonna take as long though.
Right, will it probably? I think so. Yeah, because they have a much larger raid team now. Because in Wrath it was a smaller raid team, so for this one, I think so. Do you guys think it's going to be a Cabal raid? Wait, sorry, Bible. What happened?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a Cabal raid. Definitely think it is.
Really?
The one thing that I'm excited for, or that I'm hopeful for, not excited for, is that different subclasses will have like a more specific role within a raid and like a reason to run it. Because I feel like you're always kind of forced into that role, like, you know, why run Striker in a raid, or why run Blade Dancer in a raid? You know, it's like go Bubble Titan, go Self Res, or go, what is it? Tether is the other one. I don't even know what you run as a Warlock. Oh wait, that's Self Res. Yeah, I just hope that there's like a reason to, like, I hope they really bring in the roles of the subclasses into PvE and the raids and stuff to make it worth doing all that.
I don't think that they would though, to be honest, because then people would feel limited, which could be a big complaint.
They have talked about the locked loadouts though, and I could see like a raid being one, like maybe challenge mode for a raid, one of them being a locked loadout. So you have to think about how your team is comprised, even down to the detail of like what your subclass is set up as, in order to like continue doing to hit certain parts in the raid. I could see that, like if they wanted to add a super difficult level with a team that you know.
I don't feel like it's going to be a Cabal raid because they're hyping Goal up way too much for him to be the main enemy.
I'm so excited about Goal.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like they're hyping him up way too much, which they did the same for Oryx, and it turns out he was the final raid boss. But I don't know. I feel like they have some tricks up their sleeve, and it may be a Vex raid, or just no Hive. Bungie, please no Hive, because we haven't really seen the Hive yet in D2. Like, right? We haven't. Well, we saw them in a trailer, but we haven't really.
It's gonna be another Crota.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
No. They're like, oh, please no Hive raid. Oh,
it's gonna be a tiny Crota, one that slipped through the time stream through the Vex, and just like itty bitty guy with a giant sword, just coming up and hitting you in the kneecaps.
You know who I think, Dan? It's gonna be Lysander, Dan. It's gonna be Lysander.
Drink, everybody, drink.
So we have a thing on the show. I say Lysander at least once a show, and they got annoyed, so now they drink every time I say Lysander. It's hysterical.
That's a couple more drinks. Now I'm starting to think he does it on purpose. I just don't even know.
So, Sam, do you believe it's going to be a Cabal raid?
I do, actually, entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like we're missing out on that.
Where do you think it's going to take place?
When do I think it's going to be?
Where? And
Where?
Yeah.
Tower, that I'm not sure of.
City on a ship.
Because I'm not entirely sure of what is all going to be in D2 yet, location-wise.
That's true.
So we'll have to see. I think I'd like. Oh, something at the tower would be pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be a raid. Probably more of a strike.
Yeah.
I feel like it's too small.
That's true.
That would be awesome.
Mm.
That'd be really
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at the farm.
Dane just had
No.
It's not.
Dane just had a light bulb.
Farm raid.
So it would be. Oh my god. Okay, this would be really cool, and they probably won't do it, but it would be really cool if it were like on like an Armada ship, like on one of the Cabal Armada ships. You have to like find your way through it, and then like Gull hits like some sort of like self-destruct button, and you have to like flee it as fast as possible in order to like you have like 10 minutes to get out of the raid, or else you don't complete it.
That's giving me anxiety, and it's not even happening. Like,
Dude, I
just
know.
Imagine, like, oh my gosh.
I can see that happening because of the last mission in Rise of Iron. Maybe they were testing that feature.
I'm excited
That would be
about
cool.
my imagination.
We should get you a job at Bungie, a recommendation.
We should. Let's do this.
I can see that happening. Bible, where do you think Raid 5 is going to take place?
The farm.
No way.
No, it's not gonna be at the farm.
The social
That would be funny.
I have no idea, honestly. I think it's gonna be. All right, where did the strike take place? I'm so bad with this stuff.
Nessus.
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna be,
Nessus?
because that's
What
the
about
only
his
place I
big
know.
ship? Kind of like the Dreadnought was, but like his ship. Right at the beginning of that strike that we did on D2 beta.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be on there, or something will be on there.
I felt King's Fall was like a small raid. Does that make sense? Because it's on a ship and it's like close together, everything. Like Wrath of the Machine is my favorite raid. And Vogue. Like it feels open and you get that sense of exploration in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because King's Fall was very linear. You had boss after boss after boss. Like you can't really explore.
Right.
I get
And
that.
Yeah.
At times like claustrophobic, but like it had some pretty major set pieces.
It was beautiful. I will admit that. It looked amazing. But yeah, we'll see.
The jumping puzzle.
Oh God, stop!
Dear Lord, please no more jumping puzzles.
Yes.
Oh, they'll be there.
Knowing Luke Smith, he's gonna
Luke
put
Smith?
another wall. Yeah, it's gonna be one
Frickin-
of those walls again.
Plunging you off to the abyss.
Instead, it's going to be laser walls that just come from both sides
Oh,
in
God.
front of you.
Oh, please don't give him
Stealth
ideas.
mission.
Yeah, please don't give him ideas. But yeah, I think that's everything on Raid 5. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to drop there? No? Alright. Dan, anything else?
I'm good.
Wait, actually, I
Oh.
do.
Yes.
I want to know. I mean, you guys don't know, but like, I'm curious to see if maybe Goal has like a child, kind of like Oryx did.
Baby gold.
So-
Baby gold.
So maybe there's some like baby demon out there just waiting to wreck us, or if there's gonna be
Destiny,
some
a
lineage like
story
that.
of dads.
I could. I'm
I know.
glad you
Happy
brought that
Father's
up.
Day.
I could see that happening, like what they did with Crota, and then Oryx showed up, and now, maybe Golas is the son, and then we're gonna
What if
have.
it's his wife or something?
Oh gosh, no.
All right, honey, tag team.
So we're just leaving a widow somewhere.
It's like we're just.
Oh
gonna-
my
Well,
god.
if she was first, then she would die.
That would be
You
pretty funny.
actually killed Gaul in the first raid, and his wife takes over.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
the
my
first
God.
boss.
His wife is the real threat. I'll have no fury like a woman scorned.
I can see them doing that actually, like a family tree. You know how it was Crota, Oryx sisters, but we haven't met
The
Oryx
second
sisters.
cousin twice removed. That's not good.
We're just
You killed my
destroying
cousin!
families. We're just destroying families out here. That's what it's the destiny of us to just destroy people's families. Gosh, no.
This is starting to sound like a drama set in the South.
Oh my gosh, turns out they're all a bunch of inbreds too.
Oh no.
Oh, thank you for bringing
You
that up.
digress.
Thank you. So, Anything else? Any more family drama we're gonna bring in here into the game? No?
I apologize.
No, it's fine. It was perfect. Alright. So let's move into the TWAB this week. We learned about the playable activities that will be in the PC beta. Basically, that everything that was in the regular beta, except we're getting a brand new map. So we're getting Homecoming, we're getting their Inverted Strike, we're getting Countdown on Midtown, and we're getting Control on Javelin. So it looks like, what's the name of that map? Endless Veil will not be in the PC beta. Thank gosh. I've played that map way too many times. So yeah, those are the playable activities in the PC beta, and their goals for the PC beta is to basically test D2 on a brand new platform, give PC players their first taste of D2, and leave a world of surprises in store for the final version of the game. Will you guys be playing the PC beta? Bible?
I was muted.
Yeah,
yes.
fine.
Yeah, I'll be playing the PC beta. I'm pretty excited for it.
Sam?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think my laptop can run it. Seems like it can, but not on the highest difficulty. I'm a console person. So
I am too. But whenever I played it at the world premiere, it just felt so right doing the mouse and keyboard, and I've never been an FPS person on mouse and keyboard. So I'm really, really excited to see that and just to learn that little bit of a motor skill. So,
it's like right after the PC beta, D2 launches on console. That's exciting. So maybe I will play. And then we're 5 weeks away from the game. I hope they tweet out a picture when the game goes gold, because you know how they have to put it on a Blu-ray disc, the final build of the game, and send it out. That would be cool to see of Destiny 2. Oh man. Anything else on the playable activities before we move on? I wish there was more though. I really wish there was more. Yeah, Dan?
Didn't they post something like about like streaming it?
Yes.
Yep.
Like the rules for streaming it?
Yep, we're gonna right into
All
that
right.
now.
Is
is it not the same for PC or for a console?
Well, you can stream it, but there's some. All right,
they had some caveats.
I'm sorry, I haven't heard of this yet. So.
Yeah. So if you're going to stream the PC beta through OBS or XSplit, it is called XSplit, right? I don't even use that program. Okay, good. You basically cannot use the in-game capture. You can use an Elgato, but in order to record it, you have to use the window capture instead of the game capture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that would allow people, if they were to allow it, then people would be able to put things inside the game files, which they're trying to keep security on their game. I know a lot of people were making a whole big deal out of it. It is kind of a big deal, but in all honesty, just make it a Windows capture. I'm not a PC streamer. Well, I stream, but I don't play like PC games, so I don't really see this as a big deal anyway. Dan, did you have something to say about this?
Oh, not really. Not other than just to bring it up if it weren't going to be brought up.
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming from PC. The big issue that people are having with the window capture versus the game capture is that window capture on OBS takes a lot more resources from the CPU.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Destiny is supposedly a really heavy CPU game, so you're probably just going to have to turn down the settings if you're streaming on PC, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, really. But a couple of people on Twitter, like a couple bigger names on Twitter, made a good point that, like, it sucks kind of for us, like a little bit. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but it sucks. But at the same time, we're also like the 1% of the 1% of people who play that game and stream. So they can't just cater to streamers.
Yeah.
So if it's something that makes the game better overall, and it's a good thing.
Just a lot of upgrades coming.
Yeah. It's like
few parts are having fun.
They don't want people to like break into the game because this is a shared world. We all share the same world. So if people are breaking in to the game, it's going to affect all of us. So what type of features would you guys like to see on the PC? I'm not really a PC gamer, so I don't really know about all the features. But since you guys play on PC, what features would you guys like to see? Bible, you first.
I mean, I'm really like, I upgrade all my PC stuff all the time just because I'm one of those graphics nerds that wants the best graphics all the time. So I won't be doing it at 4K on PC just because I don't have a 4K monitor yet, but I'm just excited for the graphics, and I'm excited to play above 30 frames per second as a competitive player. Because like if I do a raid, like I don't really care if it's 30 frames a second or if I'm doing PvE or like just lounging around. But if you're trying to play competitively, anything above like 60 frames per second it looks beautiful.
So, are you once the PC launches on October 24th, you're just gonna play on PC? Like PC will be your main console? Well,
no,
not console, sorry, but will be your main platform. There we go.
I feel like I'm not really sure yet. I'm going to be playing a lot on both, just because I feel like as a streamer, it's good to build your community on both, and you're gonna have your community that's not playing on PC that you've already had for what 2-3 years or something now.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just like leave them in the dark and be like, okay, go find another streamer to play with or something like that. The PC is a lot of fun, and I think it's a really good opportunity to grow a whole different community or branch out in a different direction. And I'm on a like competitive team kind of already for it, so wherever they decide to play is where I guess I'm gonna end up.
So, do you also play on Xbox, or are you just on PS4? Or
no, definitely not. No, I don't play on Xbox now.
Well, thanks. I'm an Xbox person. I play on both, but I love my Xbox.
I like to give Xbox crap for no reason. Just because I don't use it.
Dan calls PS4 the superior console, which is not, but I have to keep him on board.
I got an Xbox like about a month ago, and I put it on the shelf below my PS4 because the PS4 is the superior console.
So this is Dan's last show, everybody.
So, yeah.
Anyway, moving on from that, are you going to main 6 characters? Well, play 6 characters then. Bible.
Oh boy.
It's a lot, but
I'll try, but I feel like after like a month or two, I'm just gonna be like, all right, we're just gonna do like 1 on each or something, or I'll do like 3 on 1, and then I'll just have 1 character on PC. I'm excited more for this kind of like counters what I just said about like the whole frames per second thing, but I feel like just having the better graphics on PC, I'm really excited to do the raids and all that kind of stuff on PC because it's just gonna look beautiful on PC.
Mm-hmm.
That's my counter argument for what I just said.
Did you build your own PC? Did you build your own PC?
Yeah, I built my own PC.
Do you mind telling us what you have on it? What specs or graphics card?
Yeah, I have a 6700K with 32 gigs of RAM and a 1080 Ti.
Nice. I have no idea what that means, but nice. It sounds powerful.
I work from home from my computer for a tech company, so
that's why.
I have to have good things for it.
I'm like, that sounds strong. 1080 Ti, yeah. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, Sam, will you be playing on all three platforms? Not consoles.
I will own it on all 3. I am an Xbox main.
Yes.
But I think I'm actually going to be a PC main, to be completely honest, once that comes out. But I'll still mostly play on Xbox as my chosen console. So I don't think there's enough of us out there.
How do you feel about PC coming out 6 weeks after the console launch?
A little bitter. But I think it'll be okay, especially as a streamer. That way I can focus on my console community before I do make a big leap into a community that is not yet established. So I think it'll be fine. Not too bad about it.
Are you going to own 3 characters on each? All warlocks?
Any streamer who does the dual console will tell you it's difficult to try to build up that many characters on each platform. So I think I'm honestly just going to main my warlock on 2 of the other platforms, and then on 1 sole platform I'll probably try out all 3, unless I find where I'm in such a downtime that I just want to build up those characters. But as for now, I'm not seeing me building up too much, at least not for a long time.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the release calendar looks like.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So, what do you have on your PC? Like your graphics card, processor, monitor, all of that?
My husband does all that stuff. I just know it's a 1070, and I don't know anything
And
else.
it's powerful. It can play games.
Yeah, I know it's well. Yeah, I mean, it could play Destiny absolutely fine. It's more so the streaming aspect. We're still gonna have to beef it up, but just to make sure everything good.
Hopefully, the Windows capture and OBS won't take up too much power, which it will most likely will. But
Yeah.
I pray that all your PCs out there for everyone who streams can handle it, because it will be tough. Dan, do you have any questions on that? Any input on that?
Not really.
All right. So
I mean, I'm very little on the PC front from me. So.
Yeah. Same. So let's talk about the release calendar for D2. We know that the first expansion will launch in December of 2017, because they said winter 2017, and most likely it will be the December of 2017. Do you guys think that's too soon, or that's like perfect timing after the release? Dan, you first.
It depends. It depends on what's in the vanilla game. Yeah. We'll just have to see from there. If come November I'm bored with Destiny 2 and I'm like, oh God, I hope there's something around the corner, and then there is, that'll be awesome. But I don't know. It seems like Destiny 2 is going to have a lot. So I don't know. Maybe they just hit the sweet spot. Maybe they figured it out. Maybe they're like, that is the day. That is the day where everybody runs out of stuff. This is when we give them the juice, and then they move on.
So they had an earnings call yesterday, and Eric Hirschberg, I believe it was him, he's the CEO of Activision, and he came out, well, he said a quote. I can't remember the exact quote, but he said something like, there's going to be a nice stream of content that will be flowing after the release of D2. So they are already planning for the future, which is good, because we know for D1, right before launch, they were kind of still making the game and content for it, for the main game. So I think that's fine. I believe our first live event will be kind of like Festival of the Cost. Yeah, I said that. And it should be about October. So if they have live events right after the main release, I think we should be fine. So Sam, you're next. How do you feel about
I got
the first
a little distracted.
Oh, it's fine.
So,
How
and
do
what are we
you feel
talking about?
The first release of the first expansion for D2 is going to release in winter of 2017. How do you feel about that?
I did catch a bit of what Dan said initially, and I actually agree with that. With the fact that a lot of us get pretty tired of it, especially if we're streaming it solely for a while and you get bored. So I think that that's a good time. Hopefully, like he was saying, I hope that they finally found the sweet spot of where they notice their numbers plummeting of people playing to where they bring out the next DLC and it increases tremendously. So we shall see.
I just hope the first expansion is not like the Dark Below, because that wasn't even an expansion. It was more
That
of
was
an update.
odd.
It just brought a lady into our life. She told us about this big bad monster. We killed him, and
We never even got to see the throne room. Mad about it.
We never heard from her ever again. Well, we did in Taken King, but still,
It was an old film noir story. A femme fatale walks into the room and tells you about her boyfriend,
Basically.
and then you go and kill her boyfriend.
Basically, that's a good way to put it. We basically killed her boyfriend, and her boyfriend who killed all her friends. That's a sad love story. Bible,
Yeah, man.
You're next. How do you feel about the release of Expansion 1?
I mean, kind of like what Dan said. As long as they have enough content to keep everybody satisfied until that point, I think it'll be fine. I don't like with the later release of the PC version. I don't think it'd be smart to have it in like, the end of October or November or something. So it kind of makes sense. But I'm hoping they have enough content where you don't just blow through it in like 2 weeks. You're like, all right, I got all 3 characters at 40 and did the raid and I got all the guns and all the exotics again. And what do I do now?
Man, if they go back down the same path, Dan.
Well, it seems like everything that they've been saying for the past few months has been, hey guys, we've learned from our past mistakes and we want to give you more. And so that would, I'm hoping that Destiny 2 is a fulfillment of that promise.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it's not, the sales will tell you.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're being very forthright with all their information, like this is what you're going to need to run and capture. This is like character migration from August 1st no longer works. Things like this are better communication than what we got probably the past 2 years of Destiny 1.
That's a fact, because like I didn't even realize that like they're talking to us more. They're noticing us. Like
Yeah.
in D1 it was quiet, and I don't have the patch notes or anything, but was there a lot of patches for D1? Did they update the game a lot? Because Mark Noseworthy said that
all the time.
Loot Cave, rip.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot about that. So,
Right at the beginning.
But it didn't have content. It just changed some things in the game, but it just did not have content in it. So
I think Twitch helped a lot with that, especially with a lot of the bigger Destiny streamers initially voicing their opinions, and then the community building closer and closer. They realized that they want to get in this community as well, so that they can really get the proper feedback instead of it just being like a little bit of a Reddit forum. So they're getting our actual opinions and our actual community's opinions and the opinions of those opinions, just to make it to where I think that it'll be a better establishment overall for everybody involved in this.
like I agree with you, but then I was also just thinking, yes, I know that they're listening to us, but then again, Lars Barkin in an interview said that it was something like they're not really making the game for esports or something like that. Sholy, I do want to throw this at you.
He kind of danced around that.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that if you want.
Yeah, since you play a lot of PvP, how do you feel about that?
He kind of, like Dan said, he kind of danced around it a little bit, where he left it a little open-ended. What I liked is that they said that they're not ruling out esports and that they want to build the game around being able to eventually become an esport. But he was like, well, it's kind of up to the community if they want to take it in that direction. And the community has been, as somebody who's been in the competitive community for a long time, we're sitting over here for 2 years, almost 3 years, like, yeah, like, come on, this is what we've been asking you for 3 years. And they're like, oh, well, maybe if they want it. We're like, give us private matches at launch. Give us this, give us that. Like, that's all we need. Give us a ranked competitive playlist or something. And they're like, well, we'll see what they make of it. And we're like, oh. I mean, if Guardian Con wasn't kind of like a testament to how esports could be in Destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else they're
That went so well.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there, and I felt the electricity.
I was there. It was great. Were you
Yeah, it was
there,
awesome.
Sam?
Yeah, I was filming it.
Nice. Bible, were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I was there for it. And it was
hype.
great.
Mm-hmm. The crowd.
And for the lack of tools that they give us in D1, like no actual spectator mode and no. Like they don't really give us anything besides like, okay, here's private matches, compared to like a lot of games like that are built around esports like Overwatch or something like that. Like they did a great job of it, and I just don't like. I feel like if they didn't see that and Deej was there and Cosmo was there watching, I feel like if they didn't see that, I don't know what else they're looking for from the competitive community. Like, yeah, we want this.
But
That's
my
all.
question is, how large is the competitive community? Is it a majority of the player base?
No, I don't think it's a majority of the player base, but there's also a lot, like, it's the same thing, like, people don't, a lot of people have never completed a raid before because they didn't have the tools to get a team together to be able to complete a raid and participate in that kind of thing. If you're not using, if you're not messaging people privately and using Twitch and all that kind of stuff, it's really hard to get into, like, what they call the sweat community or whatever. Yeah. Because it's like, you have to know somebody who does it to invite you to go and play with other people and start adding people in your friends list and all that kind of stuff to get in. So
it's like Fight Club.
Yeah.
I think that the PvP community is a little more out there. I think it's larger, in my opinion, than the PvE one. And as you were saying, there's a lot of people that I've still encountered to this day that haven't done raids. So there's a few of us who do the PvE stuff so that we can get those people as involved and testing out other waters aside from just PvP. But I think that they need to listen to the PvP players a little bit more. I think that they've listened to us, like the PvE ones, quite a lot. They've taken care of our raids, and I mean, haven't fixed a lot of the glitches, but whatever. But I think that you guys have a larger voice, but they may not be acknowledging it as much.
I think. Sorry. I think a problem with them like listening or not listening to the PvP community is a lot of players who aren't as good as like the Triple Rex and the people like the big voices in the PvP community like Luminosity or something complain that, well, if you cater to the the PvP community and those people that you're listening to, then we're gonna be at a huge disadvantage then. So it becomes like this push and pull. Like, do you listen to the majority of people who might be, I don't know, like a 0.5 or 1 KD or something, or do you listen to the Triple Rex and the Lumies and the Wishy Lux and all those people who are like 3.0, 4.0, whatever KDs? It's a tough balance, I think.
I will say that the PvP community is more vocal, but there are a lot more PvE players. Like, I can tell you that the population, I'm pulling up right now on our site, yesterday there were 380,000 PvE players and only 301,000 Crucible players. So I feel like, well, for a game that doesn't have a lot of content right now, it's sure a lot of PvE on people, but it's like, I feel like they're building D2 to more towards the PvE side.
I think PvP has a lot more replayability, so maybe they are going to cater to that factor that they need more replayability for PvE.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's in their minds.
Yeah, it's Dan. Was that you?
I could see it being like PvE heavy on the first on like the outset, just because like they're trying to tell a story. They're trying to tell a major story in Destiny 2, and then like I could see with that second DLC maybe like including more things that are PvP centric, because PvP is really like one of the things that carried this game through a lot of its drought periods. Yeah. And especially if you have like custom games, things of that nature, that'll only extend it out between those droughts for Destiny 2.
Oh yeah. Like, but then custom games is not even launching with the game on day one. Like, the game launching with rank play, custom games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Spectator mode. We're not even getting theater mode. I feel like a lot of the major things that was on our wish list is not coming in this game.
Well, probably not at the outset.
Not at launch. Not at launch.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I mean, you'll probably see more of those things down the way. They're just not on the top of the list right now. On the top of the list, tell a good story, get the community fired up. Once they're fired up, be like, hey, guess what? Ace in the hole. And like, you have more PvP and custom game type stuff.
I'm just ready for a forge. Just give me a forge, man.
Can we? Sorry.
With custom games, or like private lobbies or whatever, I think it's gonna be a huge mistake for them if they, like, I agree, like, it might not be at launch or whatever, and that's fine. I can see why they'd want to do that, because it is a story game, like, at heart, and they've been working extremely hard on the story, and I think it takes away a lot if you just rush into PvP and you're like, I gotta be the best at PvP, but I don't know what's happening in the actual game. But if they don't come out with that by PC launch, the PC community is absolutely ruthless. And they are going to be pissed off if there's no custom games that they can't play with their friends that they've been playing CSGO with for 10 years or Overwatch with for the last year or something like that. Like, it's going to be really hard to keep a PvP community on PC if they don't have just like the basic things. Because, like, I mean, it's not like custom lobbies are a new thing. I mean, they've been around since I could remember playing online games, you know?
Well, Bungie helped like forge that. Like,
they made that.
They know they have that kid. It's just a redhead and over here. And so
stepchild.
Yeah. So I don't know. They've got it. They'll definitely bring something in. They have to.
I just hope they're not saving it for like we have there's a drought in there's a dry spell of content right now. Let's push out custom games that we've had ready since the start. Because I mean, it's not like they don't have it.
Yeah.
It's just
All right, I'm
copy
done.
paste.
Racing.
I'm done.
Nah,
Rant over.
Bear racing again. That's gonna be the esports.
Oh shit, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm ready.
I need more maps on that. They didn't push that out enough.
How do you guys feel about the 4v4? I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on that. A lot of people said that, oh, 4v4 in the party playlist like Control Clash, all of that feels stale. There's no rumble in D2. So, you guys see where I'm coming from, where I'm saying, like, this game, it feels like they're building this game towards the PvE side?
I can see it. I'm excited about the 4v4 though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's more of a streamer aspect. You get to involve more people in your community, but I'm not against it. I have no qualms.
It feels stale after a while, especially in Control. I say this because, like, it's hard to get, like, a whole lot of kills, like, all at once. Okay, scrap that, what I just said. But I just feel like 4v4 gets stale after a while. Because a lot of people wish they had 6v6 in Control. I feel like they should have made it 4v4 in competitive, 6v6 in the casual party playlist.
And they still may. I agree with that though.
Yeah. Because how many times after a raid, hey, you guys want to play some PvP? Oh, sorry, you two can't join. Like, that sucks. You can't bring all 6 players into a raid. I mean, into your Crucible with you. But
Yeah,
did they even think about that?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did, and they were like, right now 4v4s feel nice, so let's go that route.
Yeah.
I personally love it. Honestly, I think it's
Yeah.
great, and I don't know. I never liked sixes in Destiny. Like I just couldn't get into it. I felt like it's fun to have like that little bit of chaos, but I like going to mayhem for that. But I feel like if you're facing like, I don't know, anytime you're playing a decent team in a 66 or something like that, it just feels like nonstop grenades, nonstop abilities, nonstop supers, and sometimes it feels nice to be able to shoot a gun every once in a while. So that's what I like about the 4v4 is like you get the chance to actually have like gunfights and team fights and stuff like that, as opposed to just like everyone throw their grenade down this hallway, go. So,
yeah,
I like it.
Iron Banner this week has been nothing but ability spam. Nothing but ability spam. And it was awful.
Isn't Trials going to be 4v4 too?
Yes, Trials will be 4v4.
Yes.
Yeah. After playing the PvP beta, I liked the 4v4. I thought it was really nice. I mean, there's less people to kind of navigate toward where you need to go as well. So I feel like you can work better as a team too. But I don't know. I mean, at least it's even on both sides, right? They don't have 6 and you just have 4.
64s.
So,
The whole game
so,
is
I mean, you all have the same
64.
issue. You might get lucky.
You don't know how many people left countdown matches in the middle of a match in the D2 beta. Like, just for a match. A lot of people left. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like, team lose, you're around behind, boom, all right, I'm gonna leave. Like, so
Yeah.
I thought it was so good. And I like the Mercy aspect. That was nice. You don't have to go through a whole game just being wrecked.
Mercy actually works in D2, because in D1, you could be 10,000 points down and it still won't work. It still won't activate. So at least it works.
Yeah, I really liked that. I did really good in PvP somehow. So I'm excited about that. Maybe I'll be real good in D2. See you later, Swoly.
I'll be taking over PvE duties. Yeah.
Taking your job.
Actually, touching on the people leaving Countdown, I think they need a really strict penalty. Not as a really strict, like don't ban the person or anything like that, but like a 15-minute or 30-minute ban from like competitive playlist if you leave the game. Because there, especially towards the end of the beta, is like if you were playing by yourself and you had, you were 1 round down in the beginning of the game, 2 people would leave. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Didn't Halo have something like that?
I think so.
Yes, I think so. I think Halo Reach did.
Yeah, because I remember.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, but I think so.
I think it might have been 4. I don't know if it was Reach. No, maybe it was Reach. No, I think you're right.
Yeah. It's like Bungie had a huge competitive scene in Halo, but now in Destiny, they tune things down. It feels like that, right?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I think it's because it was a new game, so they had to build up an entirely new community. So you don't want to toss everything out there right at the start and get the feedback.
That's true. It's just like, I feel bad for the PvP folks. Like, I do play PvP, don't get me wrong. I do play Trials. Well, I used to play Trials every single weekend. I may not go flawless, but I still make it up there to that 7 and 8 wins. I still play. I love playing Control and all that. But I really enjoyed the private matches going into my friends. Like, after they announced, I was like, hey, I want to 1v1 you when the private matches come out. Like, and now to hear that it's not launching with D2, I'm just like, well, that kind of sucks. And then no spectator mode. And then there's now theater mode for content creators. Like, we make videos, we need theater mode or something like that. Or the sword glitch may not even work in D2. Maybe, maybe not. And we need that to film certain things. So I feel like a lot of the things that, not a lot, but some of the things that we asked for is just not coming right at the start. Maybe it will come later down the line. Maybe it won't. Just don't know yet. Mm-hmm. I have faith. Can we all agree that the bar is set really high right now for D2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think they had their, we kind of gave them a 3-year grace period with a lot of things. Like, okay, well, in Destiny 2, it's going to be better. So, I really don't feel like they have that room for like, oh, sorry, we messed up the first couple months. Sorry, guys, because a lot of people are just like, same thing, 3 years, not again.
I think that's why the beta was
not that it was a bad thing though. Like, not that it was a bad game at all, but it's just like there were a lot of bugs and there were a lot of things that people want to fix, and we didn't get a lot of answers for a while. So. That's all.
I have faith in Luke Smith. Like the Taken King was good. I enjoyed the Taken King. It had a lot of content. It was fresh. There were a lot of pathways to get your loot. The raid was long and linear. Like Luke Smith is a good game developer. I have faith in him and his team. So the bar is set pretty high. Anything low, like anything that we don't like, I think they will hear our criticism. We're criticizing the game now. We're 5 weeks away. So
like I was saying, I think that's why they kept the beta pretty limited, simply because they did put out so much hype with the original beta, which you can't compare the two. They're vastly different. But it was more open world. You got to touch more with the original beta, and with this one, you're kind of limited to these couple of things. And I think it's because people did complain that once the DLCs were finally coming out in Destiny 1, it was like, oh, this is what vanilla should have been. So.
Yeah, the other thing that I was using to explain to a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people thought it was a demo, not a beta. So they're like, there's not enough content. There's not enough content.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, with D1, I feel like they had a lot of content because they were trying to sell a game and sell the idea of the game. But now everybody
100%.
already knows what Destiny is, so they don't have to, include all this content. They're like, you're gonna buy the game, but here's a little like preview and test it out for us,
Yeah.
I hate to fight you on this, but I disagree with you. I think they should have added a small part of the patrol. I say
Jay, no.
Dan already knows where I'm
Jay,
going
no.
with this. I'm sorry, but yes, but I agree with you, Bible. But they still need to bring back some players. I think the patrol is what's really going to sell D2. If the world is going to be as large and expansive as they say it is, we need to see it before we purchase it.
I don't think that they want another No Man's Sky flop, where I was promised this open world. It looked beautiful. The aspect was wonderful. And then once it happened, it's like, oh, wait, what is this?
That's what I'm most nervous for, actually, is Patrol, because Patrol is
let's talk about that.
Not fun right now. Like, what do you just get on and you're like, I'm gonna do Patrol today for 3 hours? Like, does anyone do that?
I've never said that in my life.
Only if you're doing a perma-Destiny run, and even then it's at a distance, so as to not get hit by something or like a random pixel that just dinks you on the forehead and then shoots off into space.
I don't even do bounties anymore. Patrol is just so blah.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I've gotten to the point where I don't even go to my postmaster anymore. Like, people are like, hey, Dan, there's a bunch of stuff in your postmaster. And it's
Yep.
like, I don't care
People do
about
that to
it.
me. Yeah, I don't care.
It can burn. Let it burn.
It's all the same stuff anyway. You probably
Yeah.
already have 10 of.
It's
Right.
I hope
That
they
is something that I
fix it
hope
from-
that they bring into D2, where you don't get the exact same weapon over and over. Like, they notice it's in your
Yeah.
inventory. Maybe they'll try to switch it out. I know that's going to be hard to try to figure that out, but they can do it.
Yeah.
With it seems like in the beta, at least, it's like all the guns had the same roll, which I think would make it super easy for them to make a kiosk rather than just have an overall vault for you. If anything's going to change it up, it would be the modifiers, the mods that they're going to
Yeah.
have. So I like
But if it's
maybe
something
that's what you
preset,
use for your vault.
You don't need 10
yeah,
of the same thing.
Mhm.
exactly.
But also, because all the weapons have the same rolls, would it become stale? Like, we would get so many rolls of it. I mean, so many guns or armor pieces. It's kind of not solving that issue. Does that make sense? You guys understand
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, right?
Right.
I honestly did not like that feature of no RNG. It makes it easier for them to balance, but that's taking away some customization from us. A little bit. Not a major, but just a tiny bit of it.
Yeah.
But
I
going
do
back-
wonder if it's
oh,
going to have the presets in D2 that they had for us via your class.
Yeah.
So I hope that that's actually a thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the patrol, I hope they make public events interesting. Because in D1, you stand in one place, you kill something, you get a mote of light, and you move on. Like, that's it. In D2, I
Yeah.
really hope, like, Flashpoint sounds really interesting. It's a feature destination. You go there, you kill the enemies, and if you activate something, it moves on to a heroic version of it, and you know what loot you're going to get. That sounds cool, but I don't want it to be repetitive. Like, I know this game is a repetitive game, but I don't want it to be repetitive. I wanted them to, like, change it up a bit.
Then you're going to be bored for 2 years.
I'm still gonna play it. Trust me, I'm still gonna play it. But what's next? Lost Sectors. I really want to get your opinion on Lost Sectors because they sound awesome. But will they be competitive? I mean, not competitive. Repetitive? Maybe, maybe not. Man, I sound like J Ram tonight. No offense, J Ram. I love you, man. But he's always like so critical about the game.
Bring in the salt tonight,
Bring in
Jay.
the salt tonight. You have the
I don't think
Dan?
repetition is bad.
It's not
No.
bad, but I've lost a lot of friends. Like, a lot of my in real life friends stopped playing because it's so repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like
It's
to
just not their game style. I mean, there's tons of games out there that are extremely repetitive. Diablo 2 is extremely repetitive.
Yes.
RuneScape's extremely repetitive, but they still have, communities out there that want to play it.
That's
So if
true.
it's just not their cup of tea, there's not much Bungie can do because they're not
That's
going to want to
true
crap
also.
on the other people who do enjoy it.
Right.
Right.
That's
Agreed.
true. I like that. So how do you guys feel about the Lost Sector? Sam, you first.
Mm,
You haven't heard too much about them.
yeah, I haven't heard too much, so I don't have too much of an opinion right now.
Alright. Bible, have you heard too much about them? Or should I explain it?
I've heard a little bit about them. I'm hopeful for them. I'm hopeful that it's not just like, I hope it's like a mini strike or something almost, and it's not just like another public event that's like you said, sit there, kill the enemy, get a little trinket or something, and then walk away. I never do it again.
So lost sectors are these areas where you're going to see a lost sector symbol on like the main road in a patrol world, and then you have to go off and find the entrance to it. And then once you're inside of a lost sector, you have to kill waves of enemies, you kill one large boss, and then you get loot. Not all lost sectors will be easy, and not all of them will be easy to get into.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. I like the idea of a lost sector, but hope it's fun. Like, I don't know too many people on the world team at Bungie, so I hope they're very creative with this. So, hope it is. Anything else, guys, on that? Dan, your thoughts on that? Lost sectors?
I'm just looking forward to playing them.
We all are.
That's
5
it.
weeks.
September 6th is going to be an awesome day for me.
Yes. We can actually, just to throw out there, we can actually preload the game on PS4 September 3rd, if anyone didn't know that. I don't know.
Didn't know that. No, I
I
do.
didn't know that.
I don't know what time, I don't know when you're going to be able to preload it on Xbox. It should be the same day, though. It should be the same day.
Well, we thought the beta was going to be the same day too.
Yeah.
PS exclusive,
Yeah.
preload.
PS exclusive oh gosh, no.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know how much hate they would get? Well, they get hate now for it.
I don't think that they care. I think
Yeah.
Sony pays enough that they're like, yeah, whatever. Peanut gallery.
they said this week that like, so everybody's going to be getting the game at midnight their time respectively, which I think is a really great way of doing it rather than doing the whole, hey, everybody wake up at 5 a.m. Rise of Iron style and just wait in line. I think that's one thing that they've learned from this, but like I could see PlayStation getting that minute earlier. It's like 11:59.
Wait, but Dan, what does that mean? 12 a.m.
That's PlayStation.
No.
PlayStation
About
is the
12 a.m.
superior
thing.
console.
Oh, gosh, yeah, this is definitely your last show. Nah, I'm kidding, man. I love it. But would the servers be on though?
That's what it said. Like that's what it said. Yeah. So
Okay.
So like if you're in Australia and it's midnight your time, that's when it starts for you. If you're in California like Swoly, that's when it starts for you.
And me.
If you're in Indiana like midnight, that's when it starts for me. Sad and lonely, but it's in Indiana. That's how it goes. Just I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent.
I think that's good because waiting in the queue during Rise of Iron was so painful. Did you guys have to wait in the queue, Sam? Slowly?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I got down to it, and then of course it kicks you out, and it's like, just
I
kidding.
just shut off my console, just went to work. I could not deal with that.
It was frustrating when you were streaming it too.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait. So, what you're saying is it doesn't. Wait, I'm confused now. You're saying it doesn't drop at the same time for everybody?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It'll be at midnight your time.
So
Really?
Australia is going to be first.
That's
to get
awful.
everything.
You think? I think.
Yeah, that's
is
awful
perfect.
for content creators. That's absolutely
Yeah,
awful for
I
content
think it's
creators.
good for the loading.
Let's
I
get
mean,
it.
that'll be fine. But yeah, as for content creators, it's going to suck because we're going to lose a lot of viewership simply because everybody else is already on it. Especially as California people we are. We're going to be
Yeah,
like,
we're screwed.
So how
That
about
sucks.
this? Let's cheat the system. If we change our region on our console to wherever it launches first, will it go live for us?
I mean,
I've
can't
never
say.
done it before.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I've never done it before, but
I'm currently in Sydney, Australia, guys. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah. You don't.
Log
you don't
power
hear
It's
slave.
like everyone in
Log
the
Power
community.
Slave's gonna get the drop on us.
It's like everyone in the community is just gonna happen to live in Australia.
Yeah, right.
Well, the trade-off is that they have really bad internet, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay.
No offense to anyone in Australia. But yeah, it's just like Rise of Iron load time was just a pain. Getting kicked in a queue.
We just played Hangman on stream.
It's like so many people watch that loading screen and just watch the number increase. Oh, that was a funny time. I think T-Rex had over 10K watching. Cause he got in first, and then everyone else was just like waiting. It was insane.
Yeah, I was watching Broman, and it sucked because I was watching my number go up as I was watching his number go up, and then he'd get confirmation from T-Rex saying, "Hey, I got into the tower," and then he got booted.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that day was so painful. But let's move on to the character migration. So, all characters that were made before August 1st are now in D2. So the only thing about your character that's going to transfer over is your face, your Age of Triumph record book, and I think that's it. And your face again. It's just gonna be your face, yeah. That's the only thing that's gonna transfer over. Right.
Well,
It not your record book?
Yeah, well, because they have to give you your rewards.
The way that I'm looking at it right now,
it looks like it's
if you're.
Oh, sorry. Go.
If your character hit level 20 before August 1st, that's the one that will transfer over. You can't edit it. And they're going to be searching for the accomplishments, but your book doesn't transfer over.
I only said your book because your rewards have to transfer over. I didn't mean like your actual book is gonna like transfer over.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for all the confusion right there. I did not mean it like that. And then so it's going to be your class, race, your gender, your face, your hair, your marking, your character creation date, and of course your accomplishments. Such as the year 1 moments of triumph, year 2 moment of triumph, rank 2 in Age of Triumph record book, rank 7 Age of Triumph record book, and achieving a Grimoire score 5,000 or higher. Yeah. Sorry about that confusion. I didn't mean it like that. Yeah.
Ugh. I could care less about the face transferring.
I mean, give us
people have been wanting like an aesthetic change ability for a while.
Yeah.
Whether it just cost you like glimmer or something of that sort, just give us a blasted barbershop. So many shoddy hairdos simply because you couldn't turn it in the character creation. Then you realize half your head is shaved.
That mohawk, though.
I'm not a fan of my character. I keep my helmet on everywhere I go. Social space, anywhere. Reeve Tower.
I'm fine with mine, but I'd like more options too. But then again, I really get invested in games that add those aesthetically changeable aspects.
Yeah.
Since that's not there, I'm just like, whatever.
Like, this game is about creating your character. Why can't we customize it? Like, more customization options in our game.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's that. Anything else, guys? Anything else on that before we move on to our last topic for the night? All right. So, wow, I just had a brain fart. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. So how are you guys? You guys doing good?
Pretty good.
Oh my god.
Doing great.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay.
He's gonna restart the podcast now. He's like, so welcome to.
Okay, there it is.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. So, how do you guys feel about your guardian not talking in D2? There's a lot of mixed opinions on this. I feel like since it's our guardian, we are the ones that's supposed to become legend. I feel like we should be able to talk. I just feel like we should be able to talk, right? So how do you guys feel about that? Dan, you first.
Like I said last week, I kind of wish your character was able to talk and have a little bit of agency for themselves when talking, when it comes to the story. I understand the side that's like, nah, I don't want them to talk. They can be mute all they want. But like I said, it just makes you look like a butthole when Ghost is trying to riff jokes off of you, and you're like, nah. I got nothing to say to that.
Like, you don't even look at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like,
that first scene in D2 was so awkward. When your ghost said, remember when I told you that you drive too fast, and you just look at him like, say something, like, right? I thought that scene was too awkward. Or when Goal is trying to kick you, well, he did kick you, and it was just awkward. I think that scene was
I think our guardians are just mad that it's not Dinklebutt.
They bring back Peter Dinklage to voice the guardians. They're like, we're just kidding.
He even does the women voices.
I think you're onto something. What if that's why we stopped talking? Because it's not Dinklage.
Because it's Peter Dinklage?
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
That out. Yeah, we have
you took away his voice.
I'm not using mine. So
hashtag stand with Dinklebutt.
Bible, how do you feel about our guardians not talking in D2?
I don't mind if they talk at all. It just has to be done well, because there's nothing worse than like cheesy voice lines that don't sound good or like don't sound like they belong. So I'm fine with that. It doesn't make a difference to me. But
you're
as long as it's done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sam.
I actually haven't put much thought into it. I didn't even think about it at all. I actually didn't even know that was a thing. So, to be honest, It doesn't bother me now.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me again in like 6 weeks.
After the game comes out, yeah. I just, but
Yeah, I agree that with Swoly, it has to be done well.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, are they gonna have one voice for everybody, like
Yeah, I
a
was just
female
about to
voice
say.
and a male voice? And then what if your character's voice doesn't? What if you're
Well,
like,
that's-
oh yeah, my guardian sounded like this for 3 years, and then all of a sudden they sound like, I don't know, like they have a lisp or something, and you didn't realize, and like.
Every character sounds like Stephen Hawking. That's how you level the playing field.
Yeah, because that's a
Good.
lot of voice actors. You need a male human, female human, someone to do the Awoken, Exo. Wow, yeah, that's a lot. Of voice
Not
actors.
entirely true. If you get a good voice actor, they can
They
just
can
do
do
several voices.
Ooh, you're onto something. Yeah,
Mm.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. All right. So, any other questions, guys? Anything else? No. All right. We're 5 weeks away. The game is almost here. One more thing though. I am shocked they're not teaming up with Game Informer to do a month long of that magazine where all the news comes out every other day.
Well,
Wait.
they did that with IGN.
Yeah, but that wasn't really anything. We knew everything in IGN except a few things.
There
Like
was-
this is
I
a
mean,
large game. Like they
We
did
found out a lot on IGN, man.
I don't.
They gave us a lot of information.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, more than you get in like a. I mean, they give us like
Yeah.
a 5-minute video every day almost for a long time, or every other day.
Yeah. They debuted a new game type. They debuted like a new map. In depth on Nessus. Like they gave us a lot. They gave us like almost too much. If those videos had been 1 minute longer a piece, we would have had too much.
I just don't feel like it was a lot. Maybe I have to go through all the days and really think about it.
And
Because with
like
Game Informer, I felt like they put out more.
when you get to hour 2, you let us know.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like they did it for expansions, but then for a full game, you don't do it with Game Informer. I just find that weird. New game, new magazine. New game, new news.
Whoever bid the highest.
That's true.
Probably.
Bungie's not upset with
I mean,
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean
They're like
it's
the highest bidder.
yeah, that's kind of how media works now too. Like
I hate
whoever.
business. Hate business.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
for video games, certain things. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man, now that we bummed everybody out,
Yeah.
how's the football season looking this year? Jeez.
Yeah, let's end our show, guys. Last question for the night. We always have a food question every single night here on the show. So tonight's food question is: what is your favorite dessert? I will start off by saying ice cream. I love ice cream. That is my favorite thing. Dan, you're up first, man.
I would say apple pie. Actually, peach pie. Peach pie. That's amazing.
Never had that.
Whether with whipped cream or ice cream, it's just exactly the sugar that you need to put in this face.
Alright. Bible. What is your
Cheesecake.
favorite dessert? Ooh.
Cheesecake.
I'm not really a
Just
fan of
plain, original
plain.
cheesecake.
Alright. And Sam, what is your favorite dessert?
Anything with coconut. Just anything. Could be a pie, it could be a cake, it could be ice cream. Anything
Mounds
with
bar.
coconut.
Mounds
Or
bars.
pistachio.
Wait, they make coconut ice cream? I've never had coconut ice cream. Is
It can be mixed in with stuff.
Oh,
That's good.
I had coconut cake, coconut cupcake. Alright, guys.
I've been hitting the Heath Blizzards a little hard lately. I need to get Swoly to write up a workout regimen for me.
No more heat blizzards to start.
Cut those at the start.
That is on the agenda.
Alright, guys. So, thank you guys for listening to the 40th episode of the DTR podcast. Thank you, Bible. Thank you, Sam, for joining us this week. It was a fun show. It's just 5 weeks away. Thank you guys for joining us. So, where can we find you guys on social media? Sam, you're up first.
Just Sam or everything?
Everywhere? Alright.
Well, yeah, underscore is only on like the underscore just underscore Sam is only on Twitch and Steam. And then without the underscores, everything else, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everything.
All right. And Bible, where can we find you on social media, man?
Find me on SwolyBible or SwolyBible TV. Can't find me on one, look at the other. Pretty much.
All right. Dan, where can we find you, man?
You can find me on Twitch at DanFinity. You can also find me on Twitter at DanFinitwitch. See what I did there?
Alright, you guys can find me on Twitter at J_DTR. You guys can find Destiny Tracker on YouTube at Destiny Tracker and on Twitch at Destiny Track. Huge announcement, guys. We are actually having a Destiny 2 fidget spinner giveaway. I'm trying to look for mine. I don't know where I put it. We're giving away 6. I just want to get them out of here. We have 6 to give away, guys. If you guys are tuning into the live show, you guys can do the command giveaway in chat. You guys can find us on Twitter. It's the pinned tweet on our Twitter, and then on YouTube we'll make a YouTube video of how you guys can enter. We're doing a gleam. Alright, so we're not gonna have a show next week, but we will be back on August 18th with a Ramblin', and then we'll be back on August 25th with Miss Team KK. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Thank you guys for listening to the 40th episode of the DTR podcast. What is funny, Dan, before we close out? What's funny?
Swoly in chat says, I'll pay you not to give them out.
Listen, people want them, so we're gonna give them away. I will say, they're really good quality. Cammy from Activision told me that they had a whole meeting about the quality of them and seeing which one is good. It's crazy.
So you're saying people got paid to argue about the weight of fidget spinners?
They had a meeting in Activision about fidget spinners. Which one is good? Which one is bad? It's the things they do for us millennials.
Here you go.
I love when I love when your camera just zooms in on you, Dan. I just love that.
I'm very unaware of when it does it. I hope it's a comedic effect.
It is. Trust me. Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 40th episode. My name is Jay, and we will see you on August 18th with Ramblin'. Adios, guys.
Bye!
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 What?
Woo! Good job, guys.
It's fun.